What do you open? Seriously, no clue. I actually just trust that there's a door that when I'm in front of, I know that I'm supposed to use that key, and I'm afraid if I take it off the ring that when I get to that door, I'm gonna be like, this is what it was for. Seriously, this happens to me all the time with just about any mundane task. If it's just too mindless, then I don't pay attention. And this happens to me all the time. I'll be working on one thing. Sorry, I had to organize the spice rack. But I've been working on one thing, but my attention has already shifted to the next thing. The next thing isn't always the most logical next thing. And at times, I seriously think that I must have just some form of ADD because seriously, it seems like everyone does. Speaking of, doesn't everyone? I don't think I've ever met a person before who hasn't made a claim to either being ADD or having an ADD moment. I think it's one of two things. One, we call being scatterbrained ADD. Two, being scatterbrained is ADD and we all have it. Okay, so that's how far in the script I got earlier today when I was writing it, and I was like, well, hey, I've got all day, I'll just come back to it later. Yeah, I'm a procrastinator too. Which makes me wonder if I'm ADD or if I'm just a procrastinator, because I've noticed something about the way that I work on a project. I'll work on one thing until it becomes challenging, and then I'll go to the next thing in that same project until it becomes challenging, and then I'll go to the next thing and basically continue that process until once again all I have left is equally challenging tasks left to do. And I start it all over again. An outsider, it may look like I am not following any type of clear path from the beginning of the project to the end of the project, but I'm actually just putting off the hard part of the project. Then I have this friend who's really into personality types, and she was explaining to me that one of the distinctive personality types about myself is that I have a tendency to not follow a clear path. I am just not hardwired in the form of my personality to follow a linear path of progressions. By the way, on a Myers-Briggs personality test, I'm an ENFJ. I'll leave a link in the description if you'd like to find out yours. And so for my question of the day, are you guys any of these things? Do you sometimes feel like you're ADD, or do you procrastinate, or do you think it's just part of your personality? Do you think all of these things spawn from the same source, or are they totally separate phenomenon? Leave it in the towel section down below, and Jay, that's all I've got for you today, man. Sorry, saying goodbye is always the hard part. I'll see you tomorrow.